Start of the second half here at Briarcliff High School, and Pleasantville has been waiting a couple minutes now to kick off, and the Bears just arriving. That could be seen as this game in a nutshell. The Bears have 5 to 10 minute lapse, letting up 3 goals, and they've done well to try to claw back, and they've really made themselves work to get some opportunities, but to no avail. So they're down 3-0. 40 minutes they have to get 3 goals. 2 coming from the foot of Jonathan Kirakidis. 1 coming off a cross and ricocheting in off of the head of Omar Saleh. Not quite sure who it came from, who would get credit for it on the Panthers, but they're out to finish this game early if it were not already. And the cross coming in, Kanofsky having to misplay it, and it looked like it hit off of the field goal post. And so a dangerous looking opportunity ends up harmless. So a little bit sloppy. Matt Lee was not on the same page with Quebeca. And Pleasantville switching the field nicely, but they could not hold it in. Jordan, what do the Bears need to do in order to score 3 goals in the next 38-30?
They need to continue to press. If they're not going to press and get things going, they're going to go nowhere. I think that halftime really is going to be detrimental to the Bears because they were on a great roll. They were starting to get a lot of chances, and they almost poked a goal in. I think they really could, if they didn't have that halftime, they really could have gotten something going.
Pleasantville looking to finish this one before the Bears have any chance to get back in it in this half. Alex Quebeca looking for Matt Cohen, who is back in starting the second half. Eric Koenig playing a ball over the top, looking for Alex Leahy, who only got in on the offensive end in the latter part of the half, and he'll whip it in. Matt Cohen fell down in the box, no call, and that opportunity went to nothing. Good-looking rush from Koenig to Leahy, and just didn't end up working out, and now Mark Karakides a little too late on the ball playing. And the Bears will have possession. So they're back pressing. They've done a good job of it for the most part in the second half of the first half, as well as winning some of the 50-50s. Alex Leahy, a nice flick on from his head. Matt Cohen, and it sailed right over the bar. How did he miss? It looked like he had it. And it looked like it was tipped off of Becerra's hand, and it will go for a corner. That's probably why it went just over. But Alex Leahy, what a nice little head that just bounced right through the defense, and Cohen wasn't totally free, but had a look and see if the Bears can cash in early. It's a good cross in, but no one there to put a head on it. Matt Cohen trying to back his way in, but in attempting to draw a foul in the box, not doing it. Refs not buying any of the selling. But they're keeping it in the Pleasantville end. And now Matt Lee's going to try a response from a way out, and he just couldn't quite get the foot on that he wanted. And so far, for the few times Becerra has been tested, he's come up. So there's one of the first turnovers from the Bears in this second half. And what they had done for the last couple minutes was not give up any balls. And now behind the defense, it's Perrine. Perrine going to release one. Kanofsky diving to make a save. And 35 minutes left in this game. Better from the Bears. Cho did not see Kirakidis oncoming, and now this results in a turnover. Kirikides, wow, he is some player. Already with 2 in the game, and don't have an exact number on the season, but it's got to be pretty high up there, especially of the scoring leaders in Class B Section 1. Now putting Kirikides of Maradona looking for his brother, who's going to put the ball in. See if the Bears can stop defending for a minute and switch to the offensive gear. More Pleasantville fans arriving who have been happy with their performance thus far. Bears fans silenced. Nothing to cheer about. Kirikides looking for Perrine. And offside called. Now a long ball over the top. Alex Leahy looking to use his speed, and he does, and it's just out of the reach. He's looking for a call. Looked like there might have been a shove to him. He was on a nice-looking run there. Brendan Beck shouting out directions. And Jack Deneen gets a foot on it, preventing Perrine from possibly having a run in. Sub coming in for Perrine. That's number 14. Daniel Merritts. Now Matt Cohen, can he find something? Alex Leahy calling for the ball on the far right sideline. And the Bears will have possession on a free kick. Jonah Kamen getting ready to enter the game in the second half. He started up top, but the Bears, with their various lineup changes, have not had their usual, not all of the usual guys out there. As now Haxia goes at it with Merritts on the far sideline. And time begins to become the ultimate factor now. With 32:30 left, the Bears need 3.
What Briarcliff has done these past few minutes, starting to really go for those long shots, that's what they got to do to continue to get closer to the goal, because it seems like the bottom shots and the ones on the ground are not really going for them.
Kirikides tried to find his way in the box, but was eventually caught by 3 or 4 Bear defenders, who this time he could not get through. And now Kirikides again. He's in alone on Kanofsky, who makes a big save diving to the ground. Kirikides upset with himself. Looked like he did not place it where he wanted. He shot it right into Kanofsky. But a dangerous opportunity that the Bears survive. And Alex Leahy trying to make do. Jack Deneen couldn't quite see where the ball was, and he looked for it. Flipping over him is a Valhalla player who is down now. That's a Pleasantville correction. Don't know why Valhalla's slipping in now. That was Merritts who just checked in. But it was really incidental contact, and now the Bears have it. Quebeca having trouble finding it as well, being put on the physical by Kirikides, and now Jonah Kamen just kind of running without locating. He might have been offside if it had gotten through. See what Alex Leahy can muster by himself on the sideline. He's weaving his way into the box, putting it on Quebeca, who couldn't find a head. And now the Bears are pressing. Lee doing a nice job, but it will go for a Pleasantville throw-in. He might have gotten a toe on it at the end. but better from the Bears. There's no doubt after that sequence they've been a whole lot better. They've limited the defensive opportunities and have pressed, take away the goals, and they've looked pretty good otherwise, but they're just a little dispirited now. And this whole deficit. We'll see if they can get the first one. It's always tough to get the first one. The next ones may come a little bit easier. Now finding the greenery. Alex Quebeca. Anton, a long ball in, and it will sail way over the net. Good for 3. But not the kind of 3 that the Bears need.
The Bears have been looking a lot better. They've been really pressing, and they haven't given up those same defensive chances that they did in the first half.
Jonah Kamen offside. In case you missed it before, after the 3 early goals, Harrison Singer was pulled. That's why Andrew Konofsky is in now. And in for the Bears at the moment, personnel on the field. Deneen Saleh, Haxia, and Anton back. Alex Leahy started on the back line, but now with their deficit has been moved up to about a midfield position. He's there with Quebeca, Koenig, Cho, as well as Matt Lee. Jonah Kamen up top. Looks like they may be going with a 4-5-1 right now, as it's still in the box. And good aggression coming from the Pleasantville midfielder. Can Quebeca use his foot skills to get away, looking for Alex, the Alex connection. It was a little bit off kilter, but they're able to recover. Now the passing starting to shape itself. You can see it forming. And Quebeca down the near sideline. Anton wasn't expecting it, and he fell down, actually. And Mark Kirakidis doing a nice job, and now Anton called for the push. Aggressive header from Haxia. Now Kobe Cho. There's a clog of players in the middle looking for Quebeca. And he's called offside. Not sure what they saw. From my vantage point, it looked like he was onside. He can't believe it. But the official calling offside. Approaching 26 minutes left in the contest. Again, Pleasantville with a commanding 3-0 lead. But it's been the Bears overall who have shown the better effort. All it took was an own goal and then 2 Jonathan Kirakidis strikes for the Bears to find themselves down a trio. Sophomore to sophomore young talent. As the Bears will look to keep possession, and they need possession, but they also need goals. They've still been forcing the pressure on the offensive end, though.
It seems like some of the reason why Briarcliff is getting all these chances is they've started putting Kirakidis back on the defensive end. When he was up at the midfield and maybe a little bit in front, they were really able to bring it up to him and really attack the front lines. When he's playing defense, there's really nobody for them to get the ball up to and really press Briarcliff.
And what you can notice now, especially, the Bears have gotten a lot more throw-ins in the Pleasantville side of things. As Merritt's trying to change the field. And Saleh, giveaway. And the Bears have not scored a goal in their last 2 games. Will it be 3 consecutive shutout losses? Well, that won't help. Giveaway to Kirakides, and now looking for his Nolan McAndrew. McAndrew and Jonathan Kirakides were initially up there, and now Mark Kirakides just jumps all over Eric Koenig as they both fall to the turf. Both look fine. The Bears have one more league game after today against Pleasantville in their final regular season game, October 17th, under the lights at Pace University. Will be on hand there, but right now the Bears need to focus on this one. They're right now 3rd in the league, Pleasantville ahead of them. This is a crucial battle for 2nd place in the league behind Valhalla, who the Bears have gone 0-1-1 against thus far. And right now it looks like they could fall to 4th if they're not able to pull themselves out in the next couple games. Westlake and Croton are comfortably behind the Bears, who sit right now at 3rd, as Matt Lee coming out, his brother Chris Lee to replace. And now Quebec excited for a push. Now the ball coming in, a long looping ball. Kirakides trying to settle it, does so and puts it on net, and it sailed over. Dangerous moments. Kirakides making something out of nothing there. "22 minutes to go in this really weird game. You could call it uninspiring if you looked at the scoreline, but aside from that short period of disaster for Briarcliff, it's been a pretty good effort, I'd have to say. Jordan, do you agree?
I would have to agree. The defense has actually played unbelievably well. They've kept Pleasantville in front of them, really kept them to no decent shots, and it was just those 5 minutes where they got over.
Well, don't speak too soon. They have been much better since giving up those 3 close-together goals, as Nolan McAndrew, a nice move into the box, sifting his way past defenders and putting it over the... never even reached the goal as he tried. He had no angle. Just sailed out of bounds, but Nolan McAndrew flashing his talent. But the defense really has played much better, partly because the offense is playing better too. They're keeping it out of their own end, and they're pressing, so the defense really hasn't had to face a terrible amount since those few goals. So going forward, if the Bears can't find anything, although you'd hope they'd at least find 1 goal, they can take that out of this, as Bassard Haxia's attempt will actually roll out for a corner.
Nice pass, Hunter.
Mark Kirakides, the service and the header coming from Merritt's. Looked dangerous and floated just left wide. Jonah Kamen re-entering. As now Matt Cohen is out, as well as Colby Cho. Sean Mooney has come in. Brandon Beck has been silent for part of this game after just witnessing pure shock to his and probably the sideline system. Now they might look a bit unspirited. And now I'd like to give a shout out to my partner, not today, but in past performances, Jeremy Keston, who's walking by. We love Jeremy. See if he can help the Bears and cheer them on as they try to find their way to their first goal. Not happening there. Haxia misjudged the header, and now Merritt's turning on his Jets, and Merritt's will be taken down by Haxia, who thought he got some ball on the slide tackle. And now a free kick in some decent position for the Panthers. The service in, there are a couple players there, and it went just wide. Couple unmarked Panthers flying in and nearly adding to the lead. The remaining Briarcliff fans just hoping they can will their team to figure out a way to score. They've been close. They've drawn some good opportunities, but when they've gotten in the end, they just have not, again, gotten away too many shots on goal. The one shot that I can really think of was earlier in this half when Matt Cohen had an opportunity and it was tipped just over by Becerra, although he kind of just shot it right at the middle. Haxia waiting for it to roll out of bounds, and he is then pushed over by Merritt's, getting a little frustrated. There's a little gamesmanship coming from Bassard. Now Eric Koenig has Kabeka, and it's just too strong. He would have been free down the near side, and he is annoyed.
If you're Briarcliff now, you got to just press up, get as many people on the offensive zone because you don't have the time to stay back and play solid defense. And if you're Pleasantville, you want to have 3 people behind the nearest offensive player for Briarcliff. And if any of that happens, Pleasantville will end up winning this game.
Well, right now they are winning this game, and they have just 16 and a half more minutes to continue to hold on to this 3-goal lead to secure the victory. And Jonah Kamen at a little breakdown. It looked like he might be held, and now they're calling it the other way. Wow. Call going against Briarcliff. Jonah Kamen cited for a hold or some more physicality, although from our vantage point it looked like Ian Wood had his hands on Kamen's jersey as he's trying to break free. Now a little miscue, but a recovery. But recovery won't be enough at this point. They're going to need recovery plus 3 goals. When I was making today's stat sheet, as Kanofsky will feel that, I realized I did not have to update any of the scoring from the Valhalla game because The Bears haven't scored in the last 2 games, and they haven't scored here either. Can they do it now? Jonah Kamen on his horse. Fighting with Wood again. This time, Kamen the beneficiary of a call. And Quebeca will have a chance to whip this one in. Time to send numbers forward for the Bears. Alex Leahy checked out for a moment, ready to come back in. Lone defender back at midfield, Omar Saleh. And can the Bears just find the first one with 15 minutes left? It's a short one. Anton on the one-timer, not a chance. And he is holding his leg. And can't tell if that's just a wardrobe malfunction or something truly physical. Looks like he's okay now, but a chance missed for the Bears. Alex Leahy re-enters for Chris Lee. And Quebeca trying a head pass. Saleh trying to do it himself down the sideline. And his bruising style earns him a throw-in. Right now, it's everything the Bears had hoped would not happen. Even though the defense has played much better in the second half and the end of the first, they just have not. They're down 3. That's all you can say at this point. I don't know if Brandon Beck is thinking about a miracle comeback at this point or just taking the positives of going forward out, because the majority of this game they've played well. Eric Koenig into the box. He'll keep it in. Pleasantville will. Looked like it was originally going for a corner, and on the whiff from a defender, Becerra is there to clean it up. Quebeca was lurking. Oliver Benson making his trot around to get the ball. That'd be some of the more exciting action of the second half. The deflection, Anton just watches it go harmlessly out of bounds. Trying to lead Quebeca, who's had plenty of action in this second half. Now Colby Cho pressing up more. Everyone's pressing. They have to press at this point. The ball, a little bit of nice touch and go from the Bears, and Eric Koenig couldn't hold on to it. It's still bounding around, and now the shot coming, but right into the arms and breadbasket of Becerra. Coming from Colby Cho. His left foot. The one touch came from Leahy, looking for Quebeca, and Becerra nearly touched it with his hands, and it turned to a little sloppy play. Can Leahy make the first Bears goal? He tried to thread it through, but not on the same page with Cho. Another promising sequence that just comes to no avail. A chilly, breezy, dark day here at the high school, and it's been a chilly, breezy, dark game so far if you're a Bears fan. 11 minutes and change to go. Coach Brendan Beck says as the games start to spread out a little more, especially with the Jewish holidays coming in the next couple of weeks, that the team will have more time to prepare and train and really reboot after a couple losses. But they expected the reboot would start here, and it has not. Now in, and there's a man in front. Merritt's trying to put it on goal on a bike, and it was a valiant effort. Just couldn't hit it quite right. And I believe that is actually John Gross warming up on the far sideline, just doing some jogs. Hasn't seen game action in seemingly forever. Nice play by Quebeca. Came in trying to thread it through for Cho. And Leahy, will he finesse? Will he power? Will he speed? He will finesse. Putting in a cross with the left, defended nicely. Now there's time for Mooney, and Mooney sends it way over the bar on a half volley with the left. But Coach Brandon Beck clapping along, seeing that it's better. But it probably won't be enough with under 10 minutes. That is indeed John Gross. Will he see some of his first game action? Be a huge boost for the Bears. One of their top defensemen who has been out the entire season so far, save maybe the first or second game, and that's part of the reason this defense has been such an issue and why they've had to try so many different combinations. Cam Fash, as we mentioned, out for the season. Kevin Manganello and Gross. Now maybe he'll make a return. It was the projected starting back line was going to be Deneen, Fash, Gross, and Manganello. But obviously the injury bug hitting hard, and that has forced the Bears so far, though it can't be the only reason. It can be one of the reasons to a 4-5-1 record. Right now, looking at a 4-6-1 record. Oliver Benson having to handle 3 balls now. It's probably one of the toughest jobs he's had today. Now Alex Leahy trying for the head pass. Anton on his horse. And can Alex Leahy work his magic to end the scoring drought for the Bears? Now at 100 and a lot of minutes. Mental math right now. It's 232 minutes that the Bears have gone scoreless. Can they break it now and just prove to themselves that they can score goals? They have too much talent on there not to be able to score goals. Obviously, when some of that talent is forced to play defense, it doesn't help out the offensive cause, but they got to find a way.
When the offense isn't scoring, it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because they feel like they can't give up any goals if they want to have a chance to pull out the win. And that seems to be why Briarcliff is having a lot of issues.
Kirikides looking for Merritts. And Merritts, who tried the bike earlier, cleaned up briefly by Jack Deneen and then sent probably not even good for 3 by James Grom. Under 7 minutes. This would be the Bears' 3rd straight loss and falling deeper and deeper into the standings and rankings. Now it's Alex Leahy putting their first ball over the top, looking for Koenig, but he just couldn't flow quite right onto it, and he'll take a tumble. Quebeca trying to clean things up, but cannot do so. And now on the feed, Merritts has gotten behind the defense. Merritts with Haxia closing in, and Merritts sends it just wide. Wow, what an effort from Dan Merritts. And now a whistle. It looks like Eric Koenig is laboring, holding his right quad after he took that spill. Now Joe Rayfield re-entering the game as the Bears captain, will make likely an unhappy exit from this game today. Team down 3-0, losing this game to their biggest rival and now having to limp off the field. Coming off for Pleasantville, it looks like one of their forwards, double trouble on the injury report. And Eric Koenig having to be helped off the field by both coaches, barely on any of his own power. Not a friendly sight. At this point, I would have to think it's safe to assume that this one is salted away in favor of Pleasantville. Up 3-0 with 5.5 minutes left. It'd be nice to see the Bears get a goal, considering they haven't scored one in nearly 3 games, and they may not score one in 3 games. They're not going to be able to score when they are defending corner kicks. Service coming in. Quebeca to his other Alex, and Kamen looked to be strung free, but Wood is back there, who's been solid today, Ian Wood. And called offside for Pleasantville. Devin Juros, the sophomore, as the Bears will move quickly. Kirikides still in the game, doing a nice job and muscling his way by Quebeca. Doing it all on his own again. Dan Anton will briefly halt. John Gross getting in some more work on the sideline. Will he make a brief appearance to end this one? Now the Bears trying to use the one touch to their advantage. Alex Leahy, players calling for a handball, no call. Can Kobe Cho manufacture the first Bears goal? Sean Mooney trying to get in on the jumping party. The Bears will take the L here as we wind on 3 minutes. They'll fall to 4-6-1. One of the real surprises of the season. Obviously the defense, not expected to be the way it has been this whole season, but it's just the way things have gone. And so far they have not been able to stop the bleeding. It's come in spurts. They've had winning streaks, they've had losing streaks, and they're in the midst of their worst losing streak right now, as it will be pushed to 3. Mooney from way out, never got there. Junior came in as Alex Leahy, and he go for it. Leahy crossing it in for Kamen. Kamen on goal, and he'll put it in. The scoring drought is over. Jonah Kamen off a feed from Alex Leahy, and the Bears are down by 2 with 2.5 to go. Can they find another one quickly? will maybe that give them a spurt going forward?
Offensive goal scored by number 2, Jonah Kamen. Pleasantville leads 3-1.
So the Bears finally have their goal. Wasn't a pretty one, it wasn't a clean one, but it got them on the board nonetheless. As Mooney sends a ball down for a streaking Cho. Cho working hard. Cho keeping it in. Cho putting it into the mix. As Bassard hacks it to Alex Leahy. Alex Leahy, a strike right on. And Jonah Kamen on the follow. Another save from Becerra. 2 in a row, and Joe Rayfield couldn't put it on net. 2 glorious opportunities for the Bears to cut the lead to 1. Now they're coming in forces, just might be too late. Finally, shots on goal in consecutive order from the Bears. And Pleasantville a little unhappy with the way they've played over the last few minutes. They've had a couple opportunities, but it's really been all Bears, and it's just the opportunities that haven't come to fruition. But can they counter here? They may be able to. Mark Kirakitis. As Anton took a spill. And now that we're under 2 minutes, Nolan McAndrew looking to waste time. Offside. Called on the far side. As the Bears telling each other to rush now, although I'm not sure they'll have enough time either way. There is some stoppage time from the injuries, but to get 2 goals in 2 minutes-ish, we'll see. But either way, the scoring drought is over, and it's finally their first result of the better offense and overall game that they've played. And nearly was very interesting. The long through ball, Kanofsky electing not to come out, and now a foot race in his number 10, and he couldn't quite get the right foot on it. Oscar Reyes-Diaz had a shot and didn't make most of it, and this one is over. Pleasantville, after a quick 3-goal spurt, defeats the Bears 3-1, as the Bears will find a way to regroup. For Jordan Paley and Sarah Call, I'm Eli Karp. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time.